So before I visit the gym for the first time in many, many months, I wanted to give my thoughts on Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson. I am Mark Stewart. I've been called the Ted Cruz of Connecticut. And so in semi-senatorial fashion, let me express here what I would, or what I wish some U.S. Senator would be saying in the hearings in front of Judge Jackson. Judge Jackson, I will be voting for your nomination. Your probity and your capabilities are high. You exude thoughtfulness and you seem to know the Constitution. You also seem very nice. And so, with reticence, I do have one more compliment, but it's a backhanded one. Americans are not going to get a better nominee than you for the next 3 years. That backhanded compliment is not because you deserve it, but it's because leftists have pushed you forward to this nomination, and those leftists deserve slapdowns, more than slapdowns. Backhanded slapdowns are minor. Forehand punches are what they need. Where legal, we who want to preserve America will fight leftists and leftism at every opportunity. Judge, right now, you are their pawn. You are a piece in a widespread plan for those who don't want to see America succeed. And I fervently hope that you will rise up and dash their expectations, that you will protect individualism, protect liberty, protect natural rights, protect legal rights that America uniquely gives its citizens. The U.S. Constitution, if followed, is the best protector of those freedoms and those rights. You know this. You know that no other nation attracts people from abroad as America does, in part because of the liberties we promise and that we generally fulfill. Judge Jackson, I hope you recognize, as we conservatives do, that of late our government institutions have gone far beyond what the Constitution permits. Legislators, they don't want to curtail this expansion of their power. Bureaucrats, they certainly don't want to reduce their own power over us. And even presidents, entrusted to defend the Constitution, they happily see the Constitution diminished, and with it, our freedoms. The last 20 years, starting with our restrictions following the September 11th, 2001 bombings, they've brought upon Americans unprecedented growth in government power. Government power over us to limit our travel, limit our business activities, limit our health care rights, limit even our speech. We've had successive attorney generals who would invade our domiciles and did, search us, listen in on our conversations, imprison us, pour through our records, seize our bank accounts, and confiscate our property, all without due process. Our current Attorney General contends that mothers who speak at school board meetings should be investigated as, quote, domestic terrorists. That's Merrick Garland's words. We fought a heinous civil war and 2 world wars without jeopardizing freedoms like we now do in peacetime. But the regime leaders, they still wish to expand their power. And right now, only the judiciary can halt it. Joe Biden now wields more power than those wartime presidents. Mr. Biden has more power, should he want to use it, than President Lincoln, President Wilson, or President Roosevelt ever had. And nobody prominent in this administration seeks to constrain the federal government's power over us. Maybe you can. Even your future colleagues on the Supreme Court, they haven't shown themselves to be steadfast in protecting American liberties. 3 of the court's current Supreme Justices, 3 of their members this winter voted to allow states to force the firings of people, private employees, who did not want to take experimental vaccines. 5 members of the current court voted to require firings of non-complying healthcare employees, nurses, and other federally funded healthcare staffers. That is not constitutional. That is not American. So now, more than ever, we need judicial protections. Some of your future colleagues recognize this. For 30 years, Justice Clarence Thomas has been steadfast, proudly protecting the Constitution. We conservatives hope that you will rise to be as fervent in protecting liberty and rights as he and recently deceased Antonin Scalia have been. And to analogize, we conservatives would love to see you rise from being someone else's pawn to becoming a queen, the most powerful piece on the board. You, we know, are proud of your African American heritage. Please let that pride coincide with good judicial work. It's African Americans who are more often on the short end of efforts to improve education, to make their neighborhoods safe from crime, to bring fairness in taxation, and to have upward mobility in the face of mass illegal immigration, for one. And every one of these is impeded by federal government policy. Policy that's not constitutional. It's not state policy. These are not Jim Crow statutes. These are current federal policies, and all have the effect of diminishing black prosperity and black freedoms. I conclude where I started. Yes, there is a question at the end. With the Constitution. The modern Constitution is meant to protect against federal government depredations. To the strict constructionists on the court, Justices Alito, Barrett, Gorsuch, and Thomas, none of these government excesses is constitutional. Thus, black liberties grow and black prosperity is enhanced when you enforce the true meanings in the Constitution. In the process, the expanding power of government goes into retreat. That's the Constitution's purpose in the first place, to limit the power of the federal government and thereby ensure the God-given freedoms to which we are born. Thus, my only question, Judge Jackson, can you assure us that you will uphold the Constitution's true meaning? Thank you.